What's good, YouTube? It's Toxic Fruit, and today we're going to be watching 10 most outrageous things billionaires have done. In my opinion, bro, one day I do want to be a billionaire. One day I do want to have billions and billions of dollars, and I think that, you know, on top of that, generations to come to be able to give my new generation of family members. Once I create my intermediate family, is my family to be like an empire, like a family to know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. Once I do it, I will look back on this video. What's today? I don't know. We gonna figure it out. But today's day, I'm gonna look back years from now and be like, yo, I did exactly what I did. But that's all besides the point. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you guys hit the bell to never miss another upload. Make sure you guys comment down below videos or any other, you know, content that you guys would like me to react to. Let's get right into the video. 10 most outrageous. Let's see.
To have so much money that you end up blowing it on the most random items or even start collecting expensive artwork must be the dream. If you were a billionaire, what sort of things would you buy that might seem a bit weird to everyone else? Billionaires all over the world have been ridiculed by the common.
Alright, since he asked me that question, I'm gonna answer it right here and now. If I had $1 billion, what I would do is I would basically just move to, I don't know, Los Angeles, maybe New York, Chicago, or something like that. Get a nice big house for my family, paid off and everything like that. I would learn how to, you know, invest in real estate. I would learn how to run a business. I would learn different technologies I can invest in, you know, gain partners and stuff like that, and build upon that $1 billion. Not just, oh, I got $1 billion, I'm gonna just sit on my butt for the rest of my life. No, I would literally go buy me a whole new YouTube setup. I would literally buy a whole new setup, like the best of the best, everything, you know what I'm saying? Have our own room for it and everything like that. Basically just go to school, just have a lot of money and just go to school for like 10 years and just have a bunch of money. After I get out of school, what would you do? Put it in the comment section. What would you do with $1 billion?
Some have had their iPhones made with diamonds and gold. Others have had giant palaces or yachts built. In the world, there are around 1,500 billionaires living the life
I forgot
of luxury.
Oprah is a
Not all
billionaire.
billionaires live their life this way, but the ones who do end up leaving the general public asking one simple question: why? Today on Top Trending, we compiled a list of the weirdest things billionaires have done.
Even if you only got $20,000.
Clive Palmer is an Australian businessman, former politician, and poet. He has holdings in iron ore, nickel, and coal. In 2013, his net worth was listed at $1.5 billion in US currency. It was also the year that Clive announced he wanted to rebuild the Titanic into the Titanic 2 with an estimated cost of $600 million. He wanted to recreate the Titanic 2 as close as possible to the original design of the grand ship. The safety systems were updated and the ship is equipped with enough lifeboats to save everyone on board. The 21st century ship was announced to be ready by 2016, but then postponed to 2018. It's said that the Titanic 2 project was a huge splurge of money by Clive Palmer, who claims the ship is an opportunity to remember the lives that were lost on the original ship. Since the construction of the Titanic 2, Clive Palmer's net worth has started to dwindle and bring him right on the line of still being a billionaire. Hopefully his $600 million project won't hit an iceberg, and he'll still be able to gain profit from the ship. Some people have offered upwards of $1 million for a ticket to be on the beautiful ship when it sets sail for Dubai from Jiangsu, China. Even with the expensive construction, Clive Palmer's Titanic 2 is just the tip of the iceberg on our list of the weirdest things done by billionaires.
I mean, that's not weird.
Stephen Cohen is an American investor, hedge fund manager, and philanthropist. He's the founder of Point72 Asset Management and SAC Capital Advisors. With a net worth of $14 billion, we dove into some of the weirdest ways he's splurged on shopping. The physical impossibility of death in the mind of someone living is an artwork created in 1991 by Damien Hirst. It consists of a tiger shark preserved in a large tank to be displayed. In 2004, Stephen Cohen purchased this piece of artwork for an undisclosed amount. After digging a bit deeper, lovers of art and researchers found that Stephen Cohen spent anywhere from $8 to $12 million for his trophy tiger shark. After a few years of having the shark on display, it was found that the chemical solution Hirst originally used was causing the tiger shark to slowly decompose instead of remaining preserved. The tank's chemical solution became murky colored. What does billionaire Stephen Cohen do? He finds another tiger shark to replace it and tweaked the chemical compound as well as gutted the shark to prevent any future decomposing. Luckily, replacing a whole shark in your tank is no big deal when you're making about $2 billion a year.
Wow.
For plenty of people, a trip to one of Hawaii's beautiful islands is a bucket list adventure.
Motivation
Billionaire
is
Lawrence Larry Ellison also loves
level.
Hawaii and has a net worth of $64 billion, being the American co-founder, executive chairman, and chief technology officer of Oracle Corporation.
What is
In
Oracle?
January of 2018, Forbes listed Larry Ellison as the 8th wealthiest man in the world. What does a lover of Hawaii do when he's one of the richest men on earth? He buys 97% of the Hawaiian island Lanai, of course. Larry Ellison spent $300 million to own the majority of the island, and then proceeded to build an airport for planes to travel back and forth between his island and the other Hawaiian islands. There's a little over 3,000 people who reside on Lanai Island, which leaves Larry Ellison to enjoy 87,000 acres of Hawaiian paradise mostly to himself. Larry Ellison isn't the only rich man to buy an island. Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan belongs to one of the 6 ruling families of the United Arab Emirates, the House of Nahyan. Hamad purchased a small island called Al Futaisi so he could mark his name in the sand. He didn't want just anyone on the island to see his name, but preferred to make his name so big on the island that it could be seen from space. The word Hamad was able to be seen on Google Earth in 2010.
You can see it
the
on
letters
Google
were over
Earth?
3,000 feet high, and the name stretched out 2 miles between the H and the D. Instead of the water washing away the letters, they were made more like canals, and the water filled each letter of his name. It was just a few years later that his name disappeared off of Google Earth, raising questions to those who followed the story. It was heard from one of his workers that Hamad decided against his name being in the sand, and ordered workers to fill in his name again. So much for buying an island to carve your name into it, just to decide a few years later that you no longer wanted it. The Sultan of Brunei is known for one of the largest collections of luxury cars in the world and has a net worth of almost $20 billion according to Forbes in 2008. Around 5,000 cars are held in his collection. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Rolls-Royce, McLaren, anything with any value, and the Sultan of Brunei owns it. Dozens of identical models of cars are parked side by side in a garage. Many of the cars in the Sultan's collection are never used, and the ones that have been sitting there for decades are starting to see damage caused by sitting in a non-air-conditioned garage to suffer the heat from outside. Out of the many cars, the Sultan of Brunei owns 9 out of the 100 McLaren F1s that were made, and are selling for around $20 million. The Sultan of Brunei is the perfect example of a billionaire with excess money to spend, as he had a custom-made gold-plated Rolls-Royce made with 24-karat pure gold to also throw into his collection of cars to be barely used. Bidzina Boris Ivanishvili is a Georgian businessman and was the Prime Minister of Georgia from 2012 to 2013 before giving up his position. As of 2017, Boris had a net worth of around $4.5 billion. With that much money at his disposal, it was rumored in Georgia that Boris had a private animal zoo full of penguins in his backyard. Even though there's no outstanding evidence for these claims, we dug a little deeper into other weird things this billionaire has done with his money. Boris has been digging up large 100-year-old trees, roots and all, to place them inside of his park that he's building. Boris told reporters that he has always been fascinated by giant trees, and promises to those concerned about him digging up century-old trees that he will plant 10 more in their place. One of these trees was a tulip tree that weighed around 650 tons. They shipped the tree along Georgia's Black Sea coast to begin its new journey. It's said that the workers of the ship that took the tree spent the majority of the day trying to get the ship to start with so much weight on board. It leaves many stumped on the question of what other weird things billionaires have done just because they can.
Hey, listen. At least he punted 10 more.
Known for launching Microsoft and being the second richest man in the United States of America, Bill Gates is a name that just screams wealth every time you say it. His net worth is estimated around $91 billion. What does Bill Gates do when he has extra money laying around and wants to splurge? He spends $80 million on 25 acres of land in Arizona to build his very own smart city. Bill Gates and his investment firm Belmont Partners purchased the land about 45 minutes west of Phoenix and plan on naming the city Belmont. It will be a forward-thinking community with a communication and infrastructure spine that embraces cutting-edge technology, designed around high-speed digital networks, data centers, new manufacturing technologies, autonomous vehicles, and much more. Belmont Partners told reporters that around 4,000 acres will be dedicated to office, commercial, and retail space. Almost 500 acres will be used for public schools, and the remainder of the land will be used for as many as 80,000 residential units. The new city will provide a new and advanced way to live life. It should almost be expected that Bill Gates would use some of his excess money to attempt to build the first successful smart city in the United States.
And one thing about Bill Gates too is he's one of the only people who actually I don't know this for sure, but give his money away and help the next generation. as you would say. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, let's be honest, these guys that are billionaires now, 15 years down the line, they're not going to be around. Honestly, they're not, because most of them are older and they've been like kind of grinding since, like, you know, before we were even born. So they're the stepping stone of billionaires. Now the next generation of billionaires will come around. Best believe your boy Will is going to be on there. I guarantee you, when you see this face on the Forbes list, you'll be like, man, dang, that's crazy. He really said he gonna be on there. I guarantee you that, bro. If you don't want to believe me, if you see this video and you see me on the Forbes list, call my number. I would give you $100 million myself. But besides the point, he does give back. He does do smart things. And I think that if that city is very successful, it will be definitely more around here.
Famous for founding Amazon, Jeff Bezos is an American technology entrepreneur, investor, and philanthropist. For years, Bill Gates was the richest man in the United States of America. But recently, his throne has been taken over by Jeff Bezos. Compared to Bill Gates' $91 billion net worth, Jeff Bezos' net worth of $129 billion blows him out of the water by almost $30 billion. Jeff Bezos is a man with his hands in multiple projects, such as delivery drones and space travel. What most people don't know is that Jeff Bezos invested $42 million into a clock that will operate for the next 10,000 years. The clock will stand 500 feet tall inside of a mountain in West Texas. As described by Bezos,
good for you.
It is designed to be a symbol, an icon for long-term thinking. It will be powered by solar energy with day and night panels, and will let those in the future know we were thinking about them when we built it. On his Twitter account, Jeff Bezos released a time-lapse video of the construction of the clock. It's a shame that Jeff Bezos couldn't build his futuristic clock in Bill Gates' futuristic city.
Hey, I feel like both of them might pitch in.
Philanthropist and investor Nicholas Berggren is the founder and president of Berggren Holdings, which is a private investment company. He works with the Huffington Post and the World Post media publications that are dedicated to global issues. According to Forbes, Nicholas Berggren has a net worth of $2 billion. However, unlike the other billionaires on today's list, Nicholas is on our list because of what he didn't buy. The media referred to this billionaire as the homeless billionaire. How can a billionaire be homeless, you ask? By simply not buying an estate and living out of hotels. For years, Nicholas Berggren traveled between some of the most grand hotels in the world and decided living out of them was better than purchasing his own. It took starting a family to finally get this billionaire to get into a place of his own. The irony of his homelessness is that the majority of investments made by Nicholas Berggren were in real estate. It shocked plenty of people who all asked the same question. He's a billionaire, so why is he living out of hotels? He sold all of his estate and traveled between the hotels in his private jet, claiming the simple life of hotels was easier than having a place of his own. His billionaire nomadic lifestyle stuck out as one of the weirdest things a billionaire has done.
Especially if he's not ever home, then, you know, wasn't that number 2? Am I missing something? No, that's the end of the video. But if you guys did like this video, I did like this video too. Hopefully you guys liked it, I should say. I do one day want to be a billionaire. It's a goal of mine. It is something that nobody else in my family has ever done. And I want to be the first to do it. And I know I got the brain and the mindset to do it. These guys are basically just geniuses. They just did the right thing at the right time. And the 2 top guys, I want to beat both of them. I want to have 300 billion as a net worth, 400 billion. I want to blow that out of the water. Of course, the economy always boosts up. You know, stuff is going to start costing more. So I guarantee you I can hit the 400 billion, maybe even 500 billion. Let's just hit $1 trillion. Bug it, bro. What do you mean? But if you guys like this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you guys comment down below more videos you would like me to see. Make sure you guys are motivated by this video as I am. It's Toxic Fruit, and I'm out.